Your transformation starts there. First you bring it to light, then you consciously choose a different frequency. When I did this, my life changed so rapidly that many thought I was lying or a con artist. But I didn't fool anyone. I fooled my old self, and I'd do it all over again. You might say, this won't work for me. It might not. Or you could use that same energy to ask, what if I change my frequency? What could happen? Only you can answer that. And if I were you, I wouldn't wait. I'd start now. Time will pass regardless, but your vibration is a choice. Choose differently, and the entire universe realigns to support you. So tell me, what's your frequency now, and what will it be from now on? Think about it. Feel it and change it, because it changes everything. Many grow up hearing that money is the root of all evil, that rich people are greedy, or worse, that money doesn't buy happiness. I heard it my whole life. Maybe you did too. But let me tell you something few dare to say. Money itself does nothing. It's neither good nor bad. It amplifies what's already within you. It's a megaphone for your essence. I've seen good people become more generous when they become wealthy, and I've seen selfish people become unbearable with increased purchasing power. It's not the money that corrupts, it's the unresolved character that manifests without scarcity to disguise it. So take care of your inner world, because when the money comes, and it will if you learn to vibrate correctly, it will reveal who you truly are. I've always ensured a portion of my earnings goes toward helping those who haven't had the same opportunities. Sandy, my partner, and I started by donating small amounts, sometimes unsure if we'd have enough left over. But with every donation, something magical happened. It felt like more came back. It wasn't just the money, it was the satisfaction of knowing that every cent helped children get clean water, food, and education. I have a picture in my office, a trophy of sorts. Children smiling, studying our materials, holding our books. Looking at it reminds me, money didn't change me, it gave me reach. But I know what you're thinking. Bob, I don't even earn enough to pay my bills. How can I donate? That's the trap. You wait to have abundance before acting abundant. But the law of vibration works in reverse. First you act like someone who trusts in abundance, then it comes. It's counterintuitive, but look at those who practice it. Oprah Winfrey, for example, built her fortune not by hoarding, but by investing in people, causes, and life-changing projects. And look what happened. Everything she touches prospers because she vibrates at the frequency of contribution, not fear. Conversely, want an example of how money alone doesn't save anyone? Think of Mike Tyson. He earned millions more than anyone could spend, yet lacked a prepared mind, self-control, and vibrational awareness. The result? Bankruptcy. And it's not an isolated case. Studies show that almost 70% of people who receive large inheritances or lottery winnings lose it all in under 10 years. It's not a lack of money, it's the lack of a mental framework to maintain and multiply it. So ask yourself, if I woke up tomorrow with 100 times my current balance, would I be prepared? Would I know how to manage it? Where would I invest? Who would I help? Or would I squander it all to feel powerful for a while before returning to the same scarcity? Don't shy away from this question. It's painful, but liberating. When you change your perspective on money, it changes its role in your life. It stops being a burden, a worry, a stressor, and becomes a tool, a lever to become who you were born to be. Money doesn't buy character, but it pays for your child's education, ensures decent healthcare, builds shelters, drills wells in villages that have never had potable water. Money opens doors that good intentions alone cannot open. So stop repeating that money is dirty, that it alienates people. What alienates are arrogance, insecurity, and an inflated ego. Money only amplifies the volume of the microphone. If you are good, you will be generous, influential, and inspiration. If you're not, you'll lose yourself in parties, vices, and ego. The choice is always yours. I propose a challenge. For 7 days, every time you spend money, no matter if it's at the bakery or on a credit card bill, do it with gratitude. Mentally say, I am grateful to have the resources to pay for this. And when you receive any amount, even change, express gratitude as well. Notice how your vibration shifts when you stop seeing money as a problem and start seeing it as an ally. The truth is simple. Money doesn't transform you. It reveals who you already are, but on a larger scale. As you learn to use it wisely, you'll realize there's no limit to the good you can do in the world and the prosperity that will return to you. That's how it works. And if you doubt it, test it. Only those who live it understand the power of this law. Do you know exactly where you are right now? I'm not talking about your address, but your real position in life. Financially, emotionally, spiritually, many think they know, but they live in circles because they've never stopped to ask themselves this question, where am I? It's curious how people talk about where they want to go. They want to earn more, travel more, have time, freedom, peace. Dreaming is good, and I always encourage it. But be honest, if you don't know where you're starting, your dream is an illusion. It's like trying to drive to another city without a map, without knowing which street you're leaving from. I see this a lot, and I'm not just talking about those who are broke. There are people with high salaries, new cars, but completely lost, drowning in hidden debt, waking up in a cold sweat, worrying about how to pay their credit card bill next month. On the outside, everything seems fine. On the inside, it's pure chaos. Want to see something? A study by FINRA, one of the largest financial authorities in the United States, showed that nearly 60% of people can't answer without stammering what their net income is and exactly how much they owe. It's easy to deceive yourself without facing reality. And it's not due to a lack of intelligence. It's because looking directly at the truth hurts. When I tell you to discover where you are, it's not to humiliate, it's to liberate. For years, I carried a card in my pocket with my goal written on it. I read it often. It said where I wanted to go, but what really changed my game was having clarity on where I was. I was a firefighter in Toronto, earning a fixed salary that didn't even cover half of what I was spending. I was in debt with no prospects. Until I admitted it, I couldn't change anything. Many ask me, what's the first step to prosperity? I say, sit down and write your current situation as a report. How much do you earn? How much do you spend? Who do you owe? How much interest do you pay per month? And don't lie. Don't deceive yourself. Self-deception is the biggest dream thief. I had a family who transformed their lives by doing this. I forced my uncle and aunt to attend one of my seminars in Toronto. They were like any middle-class couple. They paid for everything in installments, didn't own a car, and depended on public transportation. In the third week of the seminar, they realized they had never listed what they wanted and where they were financially. It was a shock, but that shock pulled them out of the routine of working just to pay bills. Before they passed away, they owned 2 properties, had their own business, and a vacation home in Florida. It all started with admitting where they were. This is where many stop. It's scary. It's more comfortable to believe that one day a magical solution will appear, that one day you'll win the lottery, that one day someone will give you a golden opportunity. That day never comes for those who haven't located themselves on the map of their own lives. So before I finish, do this. Take a piece of paper and draw a vertical line down the middle. On one side, write down everything that goes into your pocket in an average month. On the other, everything that goes out. Include every coffee, every installment, every interest payment, every seemingly small fee that slowly drains your money. This exercise will show you where the leaks in your financial energy are. And it's not just money. Where is your health, your emotional energy? How many hours a day do you spend complaining, worrying, or gossiping? All of this is part of where you are, and all of it vibrates. in a pattern that either pulls you up or anchors you to the ground. I'm not saying to blame yourself. I've also been at rock bottom. I was a directionless young man, uneducated, full of excuses. But I chose to sit down, look at the damage and say, okay, I'm here. Now I'm going to decide where I'm going. You know what happens? Your mind stops wasting energy on excuses and starts looking for solutions. Your brain goes into detective mode. It starts seeing paths that were previously invisible. Clarity is power. It's not a cliché. It's the purest truth. Have you ever seen someone driving at night with their headlights off? It's a disaster. Having a goal without knowing where you are is the same thing. By turning on your headlights, by locating yourself, no matter the distance to your destination, you will get there because you know where to go. So, I ask, do you have the courage to look yourself in the eye and say, I am here, exactly here, and from here I'm going there? Few do, but everyone who has done it has changed everything, and I guarantee when you do, you will too. No one stays the same after confronting their own truth. And when that happens, the universe conspires, opportunities appear, doors open. All because you finally know where you're starting and where you're going. Have you ever thought about how many times you've promised to change and ended up back in the same spot? It's as if an invisible force pulls you back, no matter how hard you fight to get out of place. That force has a name. Paradigm. And if you don't break it, it will keep breaking you little by little every day. Many think paradigm is just a fancy way of saying habit. It's not. A paradigm is a mental program so deep that it commands even the thoughts you believe are spontaneous. It's what makes you wake up at the same time, have coffee the same way, go to work complaining about the same things, spend what you don't have, postpone important decisions, and end each month promising that next month will be different. I know how this pattern works because I fight mine every day, and you know what? I'm not immune. No one is. The other day, I had a commitment to write every day with my left hand. I'm right-handed, so this requires discipline and focus. On the 20th day, I had a trip and my mind started whispering, "Leave the notebook at home, Bob, you can write later. It won't make a difference." It was my paradigm testing my word. I almost fell into the trap, but I took a deep breath and thought, if I don't overcome this now, I'll lose later. That's how it works. The paradigm doesn't shout, it whispers, it coddles you. It says it's better to relax today and try tomorrow, and that tomorrow never comes. That's why so many quitters become good at making excuses. Do you know someone like that? Or do you do it yourself? I've seen the paradigm destroy fortunes. I've seen brilliant entrepreneurs fail because they couldn't let go of old beliefs about how to make money. I've seen parents spend their lives telling their children that money doesn't grow on trees. And those children repeat it like a mantra, even as adults, blocking every possibility of prospering. It's like inheriting a house full of cracks. If you don't break it down and rebuild, everything collapses. But I've also seen the opposite. I've seen people no one gave a chance to completely change their lives by deciding to break their paradigm. I've been in prisons. I've spoken to men who spent years isolated in cells. One of them, Joe, was so dangerous that the guards didn't want to leave him in my room, but I insisted. At first, he disrupted my lecture, made fun of everything. One Saturday, I decided I couldn't let him dominate the environment anymore. I went to him, looked him in the eye, and called him stupid, trembling with fear inside. He could have strangled me right there. But do you know what happened? He started laughing, and in that laughter, an internal wall of his began to crack. Joe became my greatest ally in that prison. Later, he got out, rebuilt his life, and became my right-hand man. He broke the paradigm of the thug he'd carried since childhood. And he was never the same again. And why am I telling you this? So you understand that no matter how strong your paradigm seems, it's not stronger than your decision to change it. But it's no use wanting to change one day and giving up the next. You need to be willing to do whatever it takes until your old self screams, "Enough." And then you answer, "I'm in charge now." Want to see how your paradigm works? Try changing a small habit. Waking up half an hour earlier, for example. On the first day, you'll succeed. On the second, your body will complain. On the third, your mind will say, "You deserve to sleep more. You worked so hard yesterday." And if you give in, that's it. The paradigm has won. Changing isn't easy, but it's not impossible. You need discipline, repetition, and a clear goal of where you want to go. Research from Duke University indicates that over 40% of our daily behavior is completely automatic, not consciously decided. It's the autopilot of the paradigm. You live half your day in robot mode and don't even realize it. Imagine if, instead of repeating old mistakes, this autopilot were reprogrammed to make you prosper effortlessly. That's what happens when you master the paradigm instead of being mastered by it. Therefore, I propose something simple and serious. Choose a habit that goes against your current pattern. It doesn't have to be grand. It could be drinking 2 glasses of water when you wake up every day without skipping any. Do this for 30 days. That nagging little voice telling you to put things off, that's just your old mental habits screaming about losing control. Real change starts the moment you prove to yourself you can beat the part of you that resists it. And the payoff? It's like the universe shifts into gear. Suddenly, those impossible hurdles start to crumble, the right people appear, and brilliant ideas flood your mind. It's not magic, it's you vibrating at a higher frequency, attracting a whole new reality. And if anyone asks how you did it, tell them the truth. I conquered my limitations, and if I can do it, so can you. Because ultimately, that's the difference between dreaming and doing. You weren't born to be chained to old patterns. You're here to forge your own path. So start now. Don't stop until going back to your old self is unimaginable. Unlocking your potential, why your dreams are already within reach, and how to grab them. Ever noticed how everything you desire already exists, yet most people never achieve it? Sounds crazy, right? I was blown away when I first grasped this truth. The secret isn't about conquering your ambitions, it's about aligning yourself with the right frequency. Skeptical? Stick with me. I'll show you how it works in real life. Why do we often know the steps to success, yet fail to take action? We dream, we plan, we promise ourselves a better life, only to be yanked back into the same old rut. It's a familiar feeling. I've witnessed it countless times. I remember one Christmas Eve at my uncle's house. This hard-working, honest man worked overtime daily, commuting across Toronto by bus and subway just to make ends meet. That Christmas, he and my aunt were desperately trying to get credit from various stores to buy their kids gifts. I looked into his eyes and said, "Next year will be the same. You know it will, right?" He got angry, calling me a pessimist, insisting things would improve. But deep down, he knew they wouldn't, and they didn't until they both understood what I understood. Chasing money is pointless if your mindset is rooted in scarcity. People are afraid to admit it, but your external world is a mirror reflecting your internal frequency. Complaining, doubting, focusing on what you lack. Guess what you'll attract? More reasons to complain. You'll blame the government, your boss, the economy. But the truth is, you are creating your reality second by second through your thoughts and feelings. I was a mess myself once. Fresh out of college, I scraped by with odd jobs, changing oil, cleaning workshops, barely surviving. I felt limited, convinced life was a brutal uphill battle. And it was, until a man handed me a book, Think and Grow Rich. I didn't grasp it all at first, but something clicked. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I can be more. Why am I sharing this? Because until you realize that your paradigm, that silent programming in your mind, dictates your actions, nothing will change. Proof? Think about your New Year's resolutions. How many lasted more than a month? Let's be honest, almost none. It's not laziness or lack of willpower, it's vibration. Your autopilot pulling you back to your old frequency. I see it daily. People reading books, taking courses, watching motivational videos, yet still spending more than they earn, saying, "I can't. I'm unlucky. It's not for me." It's like trying to tune into jazz on an old radio stuck on heavy metal. It won't work. Want to change? Start by observing your thoughts about money. When you see someone prospering, what's your reaction? Lucky them? They must have cheated, or I'll get there one day too. Every thought sends out a signal, attracting more of the same. The universe doesn't understand words, it understands frequency. You can shout, "I'm rich," all day, but if you dread looking at your bank account, the vibration is scarcity, and I'm not the only one saying this. Studies show that about 80% of lottery winners are broke within 5 years. It's not bad luck, it's their paradigm. They got the money, but didn't shift their inner vibration. The money is attracted but not retained. It slips through their fingers because they still vibrate at a frequency of lack. I challenge you to try this today. Grab a notebook and write down, unfiltered, everything that comes to mind when you hear the word money. Write your fears, memories, childhood phrases, everything. Then read it aloud. You'll be surprised by the amount of vibrational baggage you carry daily without realizing it.